Welcome back to the series, Uncover the Purpose of Your Path. Today, I want to talk about how we figure out where we're going in life. It's very normal at some point in our journey to feel lost, even if we have been on a path that previously felt fulfilling and aligned for us. It's very normal for a variety of reasons that at some point we will start to question our path and if we're where we're supposed to be. It's even harder to figure out where we're supposed to be going and what it is that we want if we're already deep down one particular path and it doesn't feel aligned. Oftentimes, this can feel exhausting and frustrating, and it can add a certain level of stress that makes it harder for us to stop and pause and really clarify, who am I and where do I want to be going next? For me personally, there have absolutely been times in my life where I have been deep down a path and started to question, is this where I'm meant to be going? And if not, where am I supposed to be going instead? To use an example from my own life, I went to school for graphic design. I had incredible jobs at different agencies out of college. I was starting a business with my boyfriend and business partner at the time that was all about branding and design. And I really loved what we were doing. I was very into it when we got started, but I started questioning if it was the path for me. I knew I had a talent and a skill for design, and I loved so many of the projects and clients that we brought on, but it felt like there was more for me. It felt like I was supposed to do more in the world than be just another designer. I had no idea how to figure out what I was supposed to be doing instead. I just knew that design was meant to be used as a tool to do something bigger in the world. I started reading a lot of blogs. I started really just digging onto the internet and exploring different paths for creatives and trying different things and really just allowing myself to open to the idea that there was something more for me, even if I didn't know what that was. With all this exploring, I actually ended up winning a ticket to a women's entrepreneurial event in New York City, and I managed to get myself there from Hawaii, and I met just the most incredible women and was so inspired that I ended up joining the high-level mastermind for this particular coach. That mastermind opened me up to the world of online marketing and all the different types of women and businesses that were out there making money online. During this same time, because I had started blogging and sharing more of my voice, a friend told me about Brian Tracy's guest blogger contest, and I ended up submitting something at the very last minute and getting myself into the top 10 finalists. Everything continued to unfold very organically from there. I had different iterations of my work and business, but my point is I allowed myself to really be present and allow things to unfold organically. It required a lot of patience, but now I really know who I am and I know where design fits in the picture, and I have built a company that reflects everything that I'm about and allows me to be creative and multi-passionate. And this wouldn't have happened if I hadn't allowed myself to explore, if this isn't my path, even though I've been on it and technically I am great at it, then what is my path? So let's talk about how you can figure out where you're going in life as well. The first thing to focus on is practicing presence with exactly where you are right now. I know this feels counterintuitive when you're trying to figure out, who am I here to be and what is the work I'm here to do, or what is the life path and purpose that I am meant to walk. But you can't receive those nudges and intuitive downloads and divine guidance if you are not present in your life, in your body. If you are so spun out or stressed out or lost in your thoughts, it's hard to get those hits. And those hits are what start to unfold the path for us to find where we're supposed to be going and what our purpose is. So you have to practice getting out of your head and into this moment. And the way that we do that is through our body. Intuition lives in the body, not the mind. So what can you do to get back into your body as much as possible? That might be meditation or movement. It can also be engaging all of your senses to bring you back into this present moment. So what does it feel like to be sitting in the chair that you're sitting in? What are the sounds that you hear? What are the smells? What are the textures around you? How can you really engage with this moment and stay here fully present? In addition to practicing presence and being in this moment now, make requests to the universe. Ask for signs, ask for guidance, tell the universe that you're ready to be led to where you're supposed to be. The key part of this is you have to be willing to act quickly on the signs when you feel them or hear them. And that means, again, you have to be fully present and trusting in your intuition so that when the signs come up, you know that they're a sign and you act. If you're in your head about this, you're going to think everything is a sign, and it's going to be impossible to discern what actually is and what's not. The second thing you want to do is get really clear on what you want and what you desire out of life, out of your path, out of your work, out of yourself. What do you want out of life? What would make you feel the most happy and fulfilled if you could have it. Not what you think you should want or what others want for you, but what you deeply, truly desire for yourself. A key thing here is it doesn't matter if what drops in is wildly different from where you're at right now. You have to trust in those divine downloads. You might have gotten on a path that isn't right for you. And if that's the case, you can't actually figure out where you're supposed to be in life if you're not willing to accept the fact that you might be pretty far off course. This can feel really scary and frustrating, but I promise it is very easy to move on to a new path, which we'll talk about more in another video. If you're super unsure what it is that you want in your life, if you feel really blocked around this, ask yourself, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel free? Do you want to feel peaceful, creative, like you're contributing? Do you want to feel like you belong, like you have community, that you're loved and cherished? Do you want to feel expansive? Do you want to feel like you're innovating? What is it that you want to feel in your life and on your path? Then ask yourself, what kinds of experiences would help you cultivate more of those feelings for yourself? If you want to feel free, what does that mean for you? Would that look like having time to travel? Having time to play in the garden, having more time for your family? What are the things that you would be doing that would allow you to feel those feelings that you desire, and start exploring those? Lastly, building off of that last point, look at trying new things. Where can you have new experiences and explore different things that you've never considered or made time for before? That could be signing up for a class. It could be taking a program. It could be exploring new places and activities. And the reason that we do this, especially things that are very different from our normal day-to-day life, is because we want to start to explore, how does this feel? Do I like this? Do I not like this? Do I like aspects of this, but do I not like how I'm doing it or how I'm getting to those feelings? What feels aligned for me and what doesn't? This gives us so much more insight and information to start to clarify, what is my path in life? Where am I going? What do I want to be doing with my time and energy? The most important part of asking these questions is to ask yourself why, and ask yourself why as much as possible. Have somebody incessantly ask you why. Well, why do you feel that way? Well, why do you like it? Well, why does that come up? Why does that matter? Asking why helps us clarify what's actually important to us. So if I am a very technical, analytical person who signs up for a pottery class and I don't like it, and you ask me why, now I'm going to be able to tell you it's because I actually don't want to be using my hands. I like creativity and I want to find a creative path, but I don't want to use my hands and I don't want to make art. I wouldn't know that if I hadn't signed up for the pottery class and if I hadn't asked myself why I did or didn't like it. Trust your yeses and your nos, and ask your family and friends for support. Who in your sphere can introduce you to something that you've never done before? Who is somebody that can take you down their path so that you can experience it and then help you explore why you do or don't like it? Stay open-minded and present as you do this, and I promise that things will begin to reveal themselves. That's what I have for you in today's video, is to really just start exploring and playing around and practicing presence and making requests of the universe to give you signs and guidance. If you remember in one of my earlier videos on following our whims, this is how we find our path. This is how we figure out what we want and where we're going in life, is to trust those intuitive urges, those little moments where we feel compelled to do something, even if it's completely out of the ordinary for us, and taking the time to be self-reflective and asking yourself what you like and don't like, what's aligned and what's not, and why. And the answer to that is going to give you more insight and help you continue to explore. If you want more support in finding your purpose or your path, head on over to stephaniezamora.com/free. I have a ton of free resources for you, instant access trainings, downloads, anything that you could want to start exploring this work more deeply. And I will catch you again in another video soon.